let's first let's check if Twitch agrees with us. Are we actually gonna be live? And this time I'm not gonna forget to ping the Discord server. Last time I forgot to do that. Let's see. Yep, audio seems to be fine. Then we go here. We do add stream notif. Fixing up camera and stuff. There we go. Discord has been pinged. I have not tested chat yet. Hello, JJ. You're here fast. Also, is the chat really broken on the thing? Is this also broken? Hold on. Let's hope refreshing works, because if refreshing doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to restart a little bit. Okay, it works. It works. I can just refresh this. I don't have to close OBS. That's good. Oh, yeah. Thors? You mean Thorlar or whomst? Actually, no. Thorlar is not even live. That's the only Thor that I know. Oh, Pirate Software. Okay, fair. That is fair. Well, Thorlar is also based, but they are not game dev. Yeah. I do know. But yeah. So currently we have this. Off stream, I actually fixed up the camera a bit. Because what I used to have. Let me actually. Hey, where's my GitHub desktop? It's on my other workspace that I don't want to leak. There we go. Switch it up here. There we go. And what did I do? Change some things. Cameraman tweak. Yeah, so I just basically made it so if you don't have movement on the XZ plane, then we don't try to move you on the XZ plane. Wow. So, because if you have any sort of movement, then, or like before, if you had any sort of movement, let me just go to the code. I'm gonna have this fucking notification on all of these. That's fine. Before, let me also close this. If you had any sort of movement, then we still calculated the move angle. And, you know, we got the sin and cosine values from the angle. And then we just moved the camera. And it didn't matter if you didn't have any values on these. Like, 0 will still produce sin and cosine values here. And the camera will be moved anyway. So, you know. So this fixed that really in like a simple, dumb way. So it doesn't happen anymore. And the other thing that I fixed, have I not committed it yet? I have not committed it yet. Okay, let me just commit that real fast. Yeah. So the thing here is that I used to do like orthographic rendering, where the rays. Let me just actually. Let me draw this, right? So what I used to do is that I had a screen here, and then the rays just, come through the screen. Imagine that these lines are perfectly straight, right? The rays just go through the screen. They just did this, right? So they hit whatever was here, which are, only voxels. That was a triangle, not a square. They just hit the voxels, and that was all good, And then I try to make it so the rays have perspective. So, they start from a single point, and they go through the screen, and they just hit whatever, right? But the problem is that I had both. So the rays, started from here, and the orthographic thing was like, oh, okay, this ray should go here. And then the perspective was like, oh, okay, this ray should go here. So I had this really scuff-like combined thing, or the race just went wherever. Oh, it was really confusing, right? To look at this and be like, okay, what the fuck is going on with the rendering? Like, this is not what it's supposed to look like. But I just rolled with it. But when I looked at the code again, I was like, yeah, this is actually, I'm offsetting the ray here, and then I also have the ray being turned. That's not right. So I fixed that up. Just remove the orthographic part from it. Oh yeah, that's something that can happen sometimes. And I think there's still some weirdness left. Like if I go, or is it still weird? We get any wraparound? Actually, we might not get any wraparound. That's good. Yeah, I really love how I can actually move around the scene now, and it's not super weird. I mean, it's still kind of weird because I rely on echoed inputs. And yeah, you probably also saw the stream notification. I don't know if it made any sense to you, but let me just copy the text over to my text editor. He cannot not rely on echo inputs instead of properly keeping track of keyboard state. Yeah, I like to just. That's probably the first one that I've shown on stream, but I like to just write stupid shit that somehow relates to the thing that I'm gonna be doing on the notification. But yeah, on that note, I do want to move away from handling keyboard input in here because there's window events, and I also get echo inputs here. I mean, technically, I could just ignore the echo inputs by just uncommenting this, and then also, but then yeah, I do need to keep track of the keyboard state. So if it's pressed, then I would note down somewhere, okay, W is pressed, and if it's released, then I would note down, oh, W is released, and then use that state to figure out where the camera should move. But I don't know if I have any reason to use or do it here in the window event keyboard input when I have device input. Where is it? Or I have device events. I don't know. And I have no reason to move the device events either. I really just like the sound of device event. It sounds better than, window event and then keyboard input. This sounds like it's more processed. That makes sense? And yeah, I think it's also true because yeah, you can have echo inputs and whatever, and you can ignore those, but it's still it's gone through more layers than I would like my input to have gone through. I just want to know button is pressed, button is released. That's what I want, nothing else. And device events I think are better for that. Anyway, then we look at the documentation. Amazing, I already have it. I love that Firefox actually keeps all my tabs like saved at some point. Sometimes I can't over rely on this, but sometimes Firefox just fucking forgets everything. Like every single tab and window I had, I'm in shambles. But for a really long time now, it's been good and hasn't forgotten anything. But sometimes it's scary. Anyway. Button. Or key. Raw key event. I would assume these are key stuff. I mean, I guess it's print, I guess. Can't type properly. Let's go. Damn. Oh, wrong place, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair. Oh, us being silly. And this is like in progress typing. Let's go. Yeah, so these are the mouse things that I'm not handling. Yes, it's a raw key event. Raw key event. Actually, just print that. This I'm gonna still ignore. Let's see what this says. There we go. I run this. Damn, something is incorrect. Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot that. Arrow. El arrow. Yay! Now I have raw key events. Yeah, I don't have key events for the mouse, but that's fine. That's a separate thing. So now I want to add a field to state. Actually, I'm gonna make a new structure to this. Left. I don't think I need to know anything else about these except if they're pressed or not. Maybe in the future, if I actually make like some, gameplay, then I need to know like, oh, how long has this key been pressed or whatever. But I don't need to know it right now. I simply don't. So I will just go with booleans. And in fact, if I make like, quote unquote actual gameplay, then I might remember this somewhere else. I don't know. But also like the idea of just like when you curate the button, you can just be like, okay, how long have you been pressed for, or how long have you been released for, or whatever. Well, anyway, we don't need to worry about that now. Input. Input state, I guess. Game inputs. XD, and we go to line 566, and we say, I guess we just have to we don't have like a default thing or whatever. We just specify like that. Yep, that's fine. And then, oh, wrong thing. Device event. PP. Oh, yeah, definitely could have done it here, but whatever. I'm doing it this way. Device events for the win. For no reason. What is the... Okay, I'm gonna do cargo run. So I can see... okay. Physical key. And state. That's all. I guess that's what the documentation also says. Note that holding down a key may produce repeated raw key events. The operating system doesn't provide information whether such an event is a repeat or the initial key press. Damn. So we actually don't know this here? But what about window event? Do we just pretend to know it here? We have a repeat field there. What about here? What about keyboard inputs? Is synthetic. Oh, actually, I might want to use the window event instead of the device event. So if you're pressing a key and then you focus the window. Oh, yeah. What about the repeat thing? Yeah, because I guess if I use the raw device events and the window goes unfocused, then I would kind of myself want to figure out like, oh, the window is not focused. We can't know the keyboard state. Let's actually check that. So if we have a button held and then we unfocus the window, we never gained a release, you know, for the S key. Yeah. Yeah. So when it kind of just handles that for us. Event or repeat. How do you know if it's a repeat or not? I guess it's in key event. I guess we're not using device events. It turns out the additional stuff done for the keys might actually be useful. Yippee. Well, anyway. Percy, you win it for being useful. Okay. But I do want to modify this code a bit. Because currently we handle the movement directly when we get input, which is also not what we want. We want to handle movement all the time and just update the input state here. So first of all, we need a home for this. I got rid of the, like, physics process thing that I had before. I was like, this is extra code, I don't need it. But I guess what I can do, I can just make a function for this. And then just call it on every frame, and later I can move it to being called in like a more consistent fashion. Yep. Let's do that. Let's put it here. Func. Camera movement. What do we need? We need state. Wait, is it just called state? Instruct state. Interesting. I guess I could have had the... I might not understand something, or this might be just a meaningless semantics. Why does it matter if I have a function like in this impl block, or if I just have a function that takes in the struct as a parameter, right? I'm thinking it's completely meaningless semantic stuff, and doesn't matter at all. But I mean, the other one lets you do like object dot function, and the other is other one doesn't let you do that. You have to actually call the function. So I'll just do it this way. Also, I just realized, like, don't say func, I say fn. Then. Add input. Oh yeah, and also I can just borrow the state, but I need it mutably. Go. Oh yeah, and then... Yep. Now we copy some code. I just somehow accidentally switched the file I'm in. Okay. We copy this over. That. This. Beam. Boom. Bum. That's great. Our move vector. We say input to forward. I actually don't want to do else if. You just want to say if. I guess I do just say that. Oh, that's fair. And S is... No, S is back. What am I doing? No. I did the wrong thing. So that's supposed to be A. And A is left. I could see myself living in the world where I just fuck up which which boolean controls which axis to which direction, and then wondering why the code broke. That would have been an awesome world to live in. Sadly, I caught it before it was a problem. Oh, we don't have up and down on the inputs. Roo. Or do we have the input struct? There we go. Oh, this stuff is gonna break, but that's fine. There we go. Who needs multiple files or organizing their file when you have a Control F and you can just go wherever you want to go, dude? I live in the future. Input down, Lippy. Oh, and then I had inputs for like turn the camera, but I don't need that anymore. That's not gonna be a thing anymore. There we go. And then we have that. That's still fine. That to do is no longer relevant. This is no longer relevant. Relevante. 65. That's good. I need to borrow here for some strange reason. Yay, it doesn't complain anymore. And now we actually have to use the camera movement function. And we need to actually do the bookkeeping on the inputs. So I need to change this function up a bit. I'm thinking, what is the least dumb way to do the function that I want to do? But then I also realize I should probably just do the most dumb way. So it actually works first try. Match event of physical key. It's a bit awkward, but fine. Actually, I'm gonna do it a bit smarter than I was thinking. There we go. Shouldn't complain about that. Should complain about the other stuff, I guess. I just do that real fast. Oh, we need a semicolon, my man. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Pardon me. And we have state. No. Empty state of forward. Equals pressed. You know, this is way better than just like doing an if statement in each one of these boxes. I want to include that as well. WASD up down. A S D. This is space. And then this is shift left. There we go. And A is left. S is back. And D is right. Space is up. And shift left is down. Let's go. And then if it's something else, I should actually cry now. I didn't cover every single key. Yippee. Yep. We just ignore it. If it's not any of those keys, we don't care. Let's go. Ooh, I just realized that I technically don't ignore repeat keys, but that doesn't matter. If we have a repeat input of W and W is already held down, it doesn't, like, it really doesn't matter. There we go. There we go, yeah. But if I ever have a thing where it's like, oh, this key was pressed like X frames ago or X ticks ago, then the repeat stuff might mess it up. I'll leave it as an Easter egg for myself later. It might be a problem later, we'll see. Here, I think we care about any of this. I wish I had a hotkey to like select the stuff between these two braces. You know? That'll be handy. Like this if statement, I just don't need it anymore. Just or like I want to move this somewhere else. Let me just select everything in between these braces. There has to be a text editor that does that. We don't need to print the camera position all the time, but we'll still do it just for the fun of it. Now we actually need to use... Also, let me... Actually, I'm not gonna print the keyboard state because I didn't implement debug for it, so it's not gonna do it. And it can't be ours to go and write the wrong macro line. Where do we render? There we render. Let's go. Redraw requested. And then we say camera movement. Then we pass the state. Isn't that all we need to do? I need to say mutable. I was thinking that it's weird if I don't have to specify mut because what should I say? I'm gonna return to your message in a moment. Like derailed my brain instantly. um, I'm like, I don't know. It felt weird to have to type this. I also felt weird to not to have to type this. Yeah. Also, JJ, I don't want to pressure anybody to chat. And also, I have the viewer count hidden for myself, so I'm fully ignorant of that, and I actually want to be. Because if I see the viewer count, then it puts like a numerical value on like how well are you doing, you know. But the viewer count is not just up to me. There's also random chance, and it just makes me overthink stuff. But yeah. If people have something to say, then they can chat, and if they just want to lurk, then that's fine as well. I welcome everything. Except spam. And no, there's a lot of stuff that I actually don't welcome. But it is what it is. Hey, I can hold down the button, and the camera moves in that direction. Let's go. The movement is quite fast. Well, that's fine. Yeah, then I can cancel the inputs. So if I press W and S, then, we don't move anywhere. And it just works. Let me actually full screen this, just for the fun. Oh. And now it's lagging? Let's go! The game is too intensive for computer. 3x3 voxel world is hitting different. Damn, I didn't know that I was already, like, on the edge of the, like, performance and, like, how well this code can run on my computer. That's funny. But, I'm not too worried about it. Because... Why is this zoomed in? The current... Dude, why does this look strange? Okay. I don't know. I just felt like I was looking at a parallel world version of my text editor. Anyway, the raycasting is just really, really stupid right now. Next up, I need to do the thing where, if we had a 2D raycasting thing, where we have the grid. This extends to 3D really nicely, and you have a ray. Then here you figure out, oh, the next plane that we're gonna cross is this one. So we need to like advance the ray to this point, and then check what this cell is, right? And if that's air, then okay, the next plane that we're gonna cross is this one. And then we're gonna need to check, because the plane that we're gonna cross is this, and we're, the last one we check is here, the next cell we check is here. We do that, and then, after that, the next plane, well, surprise, surprise, it's not actually this one. It doesn't go, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. The next plane that we cross is still a vertical one. So we check this one, and so on and so on. But the current code is just what's here, 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 and so on. It just does so many redundant checks. For no good reason, other than the fact that this thing that checks smartly what we should, be checking, it's harder to code, right? The really dumb system is a lot easier to code, so that's what I went with, just so I can get stuff up and running. And now I have stuff up and running. So I'm gonna have to suffer with making the actual raycasting system. And that is not to say that this one is going to be the final system either, right? Because if we had, like, if we imagine that these voxels, all of these are air, you don't necessarily want to check each and every one, like, on your path, like, is this air, right? I think there's a ray that would go through these, yeah. You don't want to check every single one. If you have like a 100 by 100 by 100 voxel area that is just air, then you might want to have a data format where you say, okay, all of these voxels in this area are air. If your ray enters here, just skip over all of it, right? But that's also gonna be later along the line. It's not right now. Right now, is this thing that just checks the next plane. Yeah, I don't know. That being said, that requires some math, and I'm really uncomfortable doing math on stream. I don't know why. It's like a mental thing. I just don't like doing it at all. Like doing really simple dumb shit like this where it's like, oh, well, let me just keep track of the keyboard state and just make that. That's fine. But maybe I'll try to do the math, even though it doesn't feel like. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I need to actually work in Shaderland. Before that, I will commit the camera movement stuff. Also, I could have done some delta stuff with the camera movement. Where, you know, if we have a higher FPS, then the camera will move less at a time, but doesn't really matter. Yeah. Here we say. Oh yeah, maybe I need to check the changes as well. Let's see, is there anything that we don't want in here? Camera movement. Seems all good. Did we format? Apparently we did. Yes. Alright, it's fine. That's all pushed. Math. I've done at least a version of this before in BS3. I don't know if it's on this branch that I have downloaded currently. Pilsner 3, what branches do I have? Holy, you can tell that there has been... This is like a time capsule of what has happened. Like, you know it's real when there's a branch called Save Me, and you know it's even more real when there's a branch called Save Me Too. I kind of wonder what was going on, but I was not doing too hot when Save Me and Save Me 2 were created. Holy shit. That's amazing. Anyway. The reason I came to look over the branches was to see if there's some like something of physics in here. No, I don't see any physics stuff. Okay. Let's just go over the code then. Because I'm pretty sure I already did this math. Like, if I started trying to invent this math out of my head, then it's gonna take even longer. If I already have done it, then why not just copy it? Which is the same thing that I would do for any other code, anyway. Where do we cast rays? Oh, I just realized that this is Rust code. Rust source lib.rs. 'Cause, 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 ' Oh, wait, no, this is the dumb version as well. No, no. I didn't do the smart way here either. Damn. I was thinking the same thing, like, oh, I'm gonna do the smart way later. That's awesome. No. Oh, why did I do this to myself? Have I not done it anywhere? No, I remember distinctly doing this. It is a thing somewhere. It's like before I went to do stuff with Rust, I think. Is it in BS2? No way, right? What even was BS2? Okay, we're gonna go on an adventure. Do I have it downloaded? Come on, load. Is this built? Oh yeah, okay. I remember now. Um, BS2 was when I tried to do it with Bevy, and then I realized that I don't like Bevy. So original build sprint is just, pure Godot and GDScript. BS2 is Bevy. BS3 is Godot and Rust. And BS4 was just Rust. And it turned into Pong. And now we're in voxel ray tracing. It's still like in the spirit of BS4 because it's just pure Rust, but it's in a different directory. Don't worry about it. And it might not even be, yeah, it might not even be about build sprint anymore. It's just voxels. Funny how that works. Anyway, where do we do ray tracing? In here. Is this actually? I forgot how far I went with this. Honestly. Come on, it's the first time load. It's gonna take a bit. Not too long, but a bit. Hey, oh, I forgot! Dude, I actually completely forgot what this is like. Wait, I'm not even using the grid map. I'm actually remeshing myself. I'm remeshing in GDScript. Dude, this is crazy. This is like, I'm rediscovering what I did. That's awesome. Dude, I actually went so far with this. Sometimes you look at your past and like regret mistakes or whatever, and you feel dumb. I actually feel really proud of this. Like this, I was cooking here, dude. But this is some inherent limitations with GDScript that make it hard to make performant 3D physics. That was kind of my problem here. If I didn't have performance issues with that, then I probably would have moved forwards with this. But at some point, actually no, I wouldn't even have run into. Dude, I'm like living in a. No, I'm not living in a parallel universe right now. I'm just going through the parallel universe that would have been if I just got performance physics with GDScript. I would have just made the SSM clone. I would have never went to the like parkour stuff, I think. Dude, that's crazy. But yeah, TLDR, some people might know, but there's a like 3D platformer fighter called Super Smash Mobs. It's like one of my grand visions is to eventually remake this game, right? Oh, so you can play as well in the Minecraft version. You can play as different mobs, and you have different abilities. Like Enderman can pick up blocks. Um, they can throw the blocks, or whatever. It's all good fun. But the server that hosted this game shut down. It's not available anymore. So I'm like, I want to make my own version. And this was going to be that, right? This map is joined from the Minecraft server. I'm probably not supposed to have it, but you know, it is what it is. It's just for debug. And if I got the physics working properly, then I would have just done everything in Godot. I'm pretty sure. And the reason I want my own physics is so I could have made it deterministic. But anyway, yeah, I'm really just like going through memories. Anyway, all that aside, we're here to look at the raycasting. But yeah, dude, I was really cooking here. Like, you have remeshing done in GD script, and it's not terrible. I actually relaunched the game. Like, it takes a bit to remesh. I can't lie about that. Oh yeah, yeah. And this is the debug thing currently, where I was seeing how the rays kind of work. Wait, but you can see that I can just insert blocks and it doesn't take forever to remesh. Like, it's instant. And even like at 144 FPS, um, I don't get any stutters when I place down blocks, which is pretty cool. Uh, anyway. Damn. Dude, I wonder. I was actually thinking about this, like, yesterday. Like, I could open source build sprint and build sprint 3 and just be like, yo, have fun. That could be fun. Da, 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 da. Let's go to the player script. The raycasting starts from here. I yeah, I said this already, but I look at the past and I see this stuff as well, and it's like, yes, this is I'm proud of myself for doing all this. Where'd we cast the ray? Raycast interactables. Dude, I remember this. I wanna check this. Yay. Because I had a button. I think I still have it here actually. I don't remember if I streamed the development of Build Sprint. I know that I did it for BS3. Um, damn, these blocks are in the way. But there's a button here, and this is supposed to be like a speed builder's clone where you have like a mini build. Actually, let me load a thing here. There we go. They have like a mini build, and they're supposed to recreate it. Um, and there's a few buttons here, and actually can't hit the buttons. It's probably because of the debug state. So you could press these buttons, right? And it was all good and fun. And I just did it in a very simple way, where, you know, you have your ray, and wait, actually, did it already? Where do we go? Raycast interactables. Where do we do this? Ray hit. Where do we get ray hit? Raycast block placement. Where do we go from here? Ray hit. Where do we get you from? Tell me. Raycast against blocks. Oh, okay. This will be first raycast against the blocks, and then that's actually strange. I don't remember exactly how this works. Well, the point is that somehow you would get the bun as a node here, and then the bun would have a method for right click and left click, and then you would just do the, it would just call the function. But I would need to refresh my memory on how exactly all of this works. And holy, you can see some bit shift stuff going on here. Like we're bit shifting and we're, doing an AND operation. Damn. Fun times, fun times. Dude, wait, is the stair stuff here? Let's go! This is like memory lane stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because if you place down a stair, and you place down another stair, then you're gonna need to have some logic that decides if like if this stair should just be a straight stair or if it should like curve like this or whatever. It's actually fun to implement that. Well, I don't remember if it was fun, but it was fun when it was done, right? Anyway, I'm totally not completely off track. What are we actually doing here? Raycast against blocks, we have from and to. Movement here. Mm. Oh yeah, and this is also stinky because I'm trying to do everything with integers, so it's deterministic always. This is a bit scuffed. I could do this easier because for rendering we just use floats, right? We don't care if rendering is deterministic or not. We really don't. Um, okay. So this is how we get. Yep. Yep. Uh, does this actually make sense? Is this sensible at all? Or is this really dumb? Yeah. There's like, this is not correct at all. Yep. It's just not correct at all. So, but it did remind me a bit on how to do it. I don't completely remember, but the gist of it is that if we have a position and we have our movement, as a vector, then, you can do some relatively simple math to figure out like a p-value on like, oh, with this movement, because the movement vector is going to look like something like this. Then you can separate the y and the x component, right? It's going to be like that. Anyway, you can probably picture in your head what this is supposed to look like. But you have this distance, and then you have this, and then you have this distance, and then you have this. And then you can just figure out basically, like from these, like, oh, which one are you gonna touch first? This is. I feel like I might have said this earlier in a different way, but I'm getting like a more of an understanding in my head about how to do it. But I'm probably gonna refresh on this, with some like YouTube material, just like watching some videos, and then like basically just copying from there, honestly. And I don't want to watch content on stream, so I will stop there. We'll raid somebody. Well, it's gonna be Clayman. Nobody else is online right now. That's fine. We're gonna go to Clayman, and I'm gonna be live later at some point. I had a whole week off this week from school, which is awesome. And I've been chilling a lot, but we'll see if I have time, like during the school week, to stream as well. But yep. Anyway, when I have a schedule, right now I don't have a schedule. When I get a schedule, it's gonna be at neuropathy.com/streams/schedule, and you can view the past streams at neuropathy.com/stream/archive. And yeah, that's about it. Have a good time at Clayman's stream. Bye.